Hi guys, my name is Ratika and welcome to another episode of Color Defined. Today I have the pleasure of being joined here today by Natalie. She's all the way from Ukraine. She's the founder of the company Dr. Geo and Spa Health Tourism Consulting and the author of medical journals. She has worked with clients all over the world from Ukraine, Russia, Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, Europe, Dubai, Turkey, India, Italy, Germany. Oh my god, I'm tired.
Oh my God.
And a lot more. So hi Natalie, how are you doing?
Hello, Irma. I'm great. What about you?
I'm good as well. And I know you, I have spoken to you before, but I'm sure others don't know you that much. Would you like to introduce yourself to others?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for this possibility. Thank you for invitation. I'm Natalia Strokovska. I am from Ukraine. I was born and live in the capital of Ukraine. This is Kiev, and it is an ancient city. It is officially over 1,500 years old. However, historians tell us about 3,000 years. So this is my native town, and I invite everyone to Kiev to visit our amazing city, of course. And for the people, they are very friendly. So my specialization is a journalist, and 9 years I have been owner of medical tourism company Dr. Geo. I publish magazine about treatment abroad in Russian language. And my audience is in Russia, Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, Ukraine, Belarus, Georgia. It is there is all countries. The people knows Russian. That is helps me to make my business so international.
Yeah, definitely. That was amazing. And Natalie, whenever you mention the countries, I lose track because there are so many. I keep counting on my fingers, and I do not have enough fingers as many countries you have worked with. So that's amazing.
Yes,
Uh,
I have contracts agreements with 34 countries.
oh, wow.
Yes,
Round of applause. That's amazing.
yes,
I'm
thank
still too young. I haven't even reached the age of 24, so it feels like a lot to me.
you.
But wow, that's amazing. Now, since you have spoken so much, I'm sure everyone would be interested in knowing more about your company and the workshop that you're organizing. Would you like to tell us a bit more about the workshop and your company?
Yes, we starting to organize our workshop 6 years ago because first of all, I run my business for people, for just for everyone. But after that, I get to know I work mostly with professionals. That is why I started to join all professionals who works in area of medical tourism or health tourism, thermal tourism, third age tourism. It's all activities that helps people to stay more healthy in different ways. So my workshop, this is meetings among some companies who sell services. This is like clinics or resorts or hotels or spa clinics, something like that, with professionals who sell their services to people. This is medical agencies, this is medical providers, so this is tourism agencies, for even doctors, because in our area, Russian speaking area, it's normally if doctor can advise some treatment, some surgery or rehabilitation abroad, it's okay. And because our medicine not so good like in Europe, for example, and if in Germany or Spain clinic or Italian clinic can provide some best technologies or some better way to make people healthy, so they can send people, and of course they can have money for this,
Yes.
so it's normally. So
Yeah.
that is why we are organizing these events. And for our coming, we have two events in June. It is one event, it's for global healthcare travel forum. It will be take place in Kiev. 16 till 18 of June. And next one, it is in Italy. It is European Medical Tourism Workshop.
Okay, that sounds amazing. If anyone is interested, I will put the links below in the
Yeah.
comments so that they can go check it out. And those are amazing things that you mentioned. But I'm just interested in knowing, Natalie, that behind these workshops, what was your main motivation? Like, what made you like wake up one day and be like, "Oh, I want to do this"? Was it something like that, or did you plan for this since you were young?
Of course not. And if I tell you about, I have some big girl, something like me, sure, it will be like, of course, because. My first of all, it was money, of course, because we creating a business just for money. It's normally for profit, and of course, the some big girl. I had this girl because when I was a journalist, I worked in different newspapers, magazines. I had a lot of people, a lot of patients who coming to me with problem they couldn't be treated in Ukraine, and they crying. It was a lot of medical mistakes and something like that. And when I get to know about medical tourism, what I just like discovered this topic for me. And I just realized that people don't should stay in his countries, so they can go abroad and be treated with new technologies in simple way, so they come back to home in a few weeks, 1 or 2 weeks, and be healthy. Because in Ukraine, for example, they can be ill around several months or 1 year. So, and every time they feel pain, every time they spend a lot of money. So that is why it, of course, it was like mission to help people to find a right solution for their health.
Mm, yeah.
And what about workshops? This is technically issue actually, because when I get to, as I told you, when I get to know, I work more with professionals, because professionals also need information about some technologies, about some clinics abroad who work with Russian people, because it's a problem if people coming. So clinic should organize some service with translation, and it will be better if this international department has some people who speaks Russian. So we work with clinics or with resorts that provides Russian speaking service. So our professionals in Russia or Ukraine, different other countries, they need to know these possibilities.
Yes.
That is why I started to do workshops.
No, that is amazing because I think what you mentioned is so important. Like it
Mhm.
kind of speaks to this idea of cross-cultural collaboration, this idea of how I think this is what we all want to go towards, which is unity. And I think through your workshops, you're kind of like, instilling that because you're like, just every country has its own benefits, every country has
Yeah,
its own perks, and just collaborating with other countries, having these workshops which are so cross cultural, allows for that knowledge generation which is so holistic in nature and which is so important. So it's
yeah,
amazing what you're
that's
doing,
true.
and I completely resonate with the values behind why you're doing what you're doing. So yeah, keep up with that because it is actually great. Um another
Okay.
thing that I'm really inquisitive to know from you is like, since you are from Ukraine, I don't know that much about Ukraine, but like I'm from India, South Asia. So usually in that community it's very patriarchal in nature, and it's usually women who are going in these leadership positions, organizing these workshops. Instead of doing that, they will mostly tell women become a doctor instead of saying become a businesswoman who runs that organization or company. So
Mhm.
did you during your time while growing up did you ever come across such a situation where someone told you, no, you should be doing this, but you were like, no, I'm going to do this? Did that ever happen, or was your family always really supportive and your culture has always been supportive of women?
I think Ukraine, it's a quite modern country, and of course, this is women started to feel free, of course, and to realize their dreams, goals, and feel power inside to do something. Actually, Ukrainian and Indian women very similar inside inside of soul. Yes, that's true. And I heard this mean that some DNA very similar between Ukrainian and for Indian people. It is about freedom and sight, and our women was very strong, powerful, and energetic people always.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's and maybe Europe borders very close, and we a lot of people was in Europe, and they can see examples how you can act, what you can do, how
Yeah.
you can realize your dreams and goals. So and a lot of knowledge how to do business more effective. So that is why I think my family supported me, and of course my mama and papa gave me first money for investment in my website. Actually,
Yeah.
they was my first investors.
Oh, wow, that is amazing.
Yes.
And I think that's the reason I asked you this question, because I feel many a times when we read other people's success stories, it's very important to understand the cultural background, because depending upon the culture you come from, it'll play a very instrumental role in like your the way your progress is shaped in a way and your journey is shaped.
Mhm.
So I think that recognition is very important, and I think we should always be grateful if we have parents who are there to always support us. And as you said, they were the initial investors. In my case too, I feel my parents are always the initial investors, whether it be the emotional resources, the financial resources, or any other resources. So I think like it's very important to recognize that, because I know there are other people out there whose parents or whose families might not be as supportive. So I feel like that is definitely something that does play a role. Now, like, since we spoke a bit about your company and other things, that got us really excited, but I want to know a bit more about you, and like, like kind of take that step back and go into that reflection stage a bit, like, in the past and how things were. So like, if overall I were to ask you, what would you say is something that has helped you reach where you are today? Like, as you mentioned, family support also as one of the things, as your parents were the initial investors. Apart from that, what other things would you say have helped you reach where you are today, like becoming the owner of this company?
Mm, very interesting question, but I think the God lead us because because every time I made a lot of things, and after that I look at this situation. I understand it was to help me.
Yeah.
Everything was to help me to become for today.
Okay.
Once I come to my colleagues for journalists, and they asked me, Natalia, please, we have rubric, and we need to read to write about work,
Yeah.
how people can be hired, how people can start their own business, something like that. um, I, I I didn't know nothing about this. I started to find these people who started business and do different things, how they do marketing, how they find clients, and etc. etc.
Yeah.
etc. And after when I get to know this medical tourism field, and I was ready to start my own business. I knew about this everything because I did this rubric in newspaper in Kiev.
Yes.
So a lot of different things. So we just it's like one step to the big your big goal.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think how you mentioned, I think it's very important to know, like what I got from your point is takeaways, that it's just important to learn from others. Like sometimes it does not have to be this one main thing. It can be just like observing others, learning from others. As you said, you kind of spoke to people who were doing marketing, you spoke to people who were doing business, you looked at how people were doing that business, and you just observed that. And then when you got to know about medical tourism, initially it was a challenge for you because you never knew what that was, but you
Yeah,
took that challenge and then you
yeah,
learned about it and now you're doing great in that field. So I think like this kind of just reminds me of a phrase I came across on TikTok today, because I scrolled through TikTok a lot, and it said like if a woman can run a country, she can do anything. So I think it just goes to say that no job is something you cannot do, in a way. I didn't phrase it the right way, but it's just that nothing is impossible, as they say. And
yeah.
I think that is so true because like even in your case, I think it's just so important for us to take away from this that irrespective of what challenges you might face or come across, because I know many a times when people are doing, let's say, medicine, and then midway they realize, okay, this is not something I want to do. Starting all over and getting to know a different field can be really scary at times, and you can be like, oh my god, what to do. But I think from you, what I can learn is remaining calm in that situation, and just being more positive minded, I think, is very important. um
Yes,
yeah. And since, like, I'm sure in this entire journey you have gone through a lot of struggles, because it's not a straight line, as they say, it's filled with
yes, of
zigzags
course,
and crosses. Yeah.
of course.
So are there like any struggles, like maybe one of the struggles that was like a really major one that you faced when you were going through this journey, and like what did you learn from it, and like why is why is it that struggle that you remember so much?
I don't know what to say. Everything to lead. Maybe if you trust to God, then He lead you. Actually, as for me, every morning I asking, Lord, please lead me. I don't know what to do because we actually I think we came to this world to be with some task from the God. So
Yes.
I don't know how to do it. He knows. Me not.
Yeah.
You
No.
said that is that's why I asked, Lord, please lead me. How what I shall to do for you, what I shall to do for people. And that's it. And some situations coming, some proposals coming, some people finding every time you you get what you need in
Yes.
this day.
Yeah.
So I can't to add anything.
Yeah, no worries. But like from you, like I think maybe I didn't frame the question right, but like any one example, like you can also tell us a small story that you had experience where you were like something was not happening and you were like, how do I do this? But then you were able to figure yourself out and you were able to overcome that challenge, as you mentioned, like you didn't know about medical tourism, but like when you were getting to know about medical tourism, maybe what were some of the challenges you were facing, some barriers, and then you were like, no, like I got to know this, and like how did you like figure it out in a way?
It's like idea when you're ready to open something new.
Yeah.
So if you can be surprised, actually, it's like your character line. If you can be surprised, if you would like to get to know more about something, it, it's no problem. Of every time you will find some people who will help you to
Yeah.
explain something, or maybe you will have some. inspire to do something. For example, maybe sometimes I got some stupid inspire, so I can do everything. Oh,
Yes.
blah, go, go, go. But but now I understand it was crazy.
Yeah.
How I haven't any experience, I haven't any imagination how to do it, but I have done
Yeah.
because I was inspired,
Yeah.
and it's okay. You can do what you think. Of course, you have to have around people around you
Yes.
to get some advice, to get some consultation. Don't think about yourself. You will do everything. You are super powerful woman or something like that. Yes, no, of course not. So you have to understand you should to pay money for consultation, but because it save your money in
Yeah.
advance.
No, that's
Better to pay for consultations than pay for some to cover some mistakes.
yes.
So you just you should to have this in your character and you understanding how to act,
How
and
to
that's
act.
it. Yeah.
Yes. I think I completely resonate with that because I think the one thing you mentioned that, like you just trust in God and like, you just inspire yourself, motivate yourself and be like, you got
Yeah.
this, you are amazing. And then when you look back at that situation, you're just like, I have no idea how I did it. And that has happened to me so many times. And
That's
not in
true.
big things, but like even in terms of like education, like when I have my final exams, like I was doing 5 courses last semester, and once I finished, I was like, how did I even do this? Because I had so many things to manage, like with studies, like internships. Also, I was doing a part-time job also, and I was like, by the end of the semester when my summer started, I was like, I am so smart. Because I was like, how was I able to do all of this? Because right now, when I think of it, I can be like, I cannot do that. But somehow we were able to do it. And I think, as you mentioned, it just comes down to just believing in yourself, I think, at the end of the day, and just knowing you can do great things for yourself and maybe even listening to other people, like as you said, taking other people's advice. So at the end of the day, just having that third person perspective coupled with your own perspective and belief in yourself is, I think, like the way to success. And I think what you mentioned too. um yeah. So now just kind of like moving along the same train, like, I would just like to know, like, since you have experienced so much, you said 9 years it has been since you opened your own company, so you have had
Yeah.
so much experience until now. Is there any one thing you would like to tell students like myself, or that you would like to say to yourself when you were younger, which you didn't know then, but now through this experience, something that you have learned and you would like to tell your younger self?
Yes, it's it's like two swords. One sword, this is it is art of small steps,
Okay.
and another sword, this is how to eat elephant. So just for small pieces. So
Oh,
that's
okay.
it. So that's it. And you should to understand you don't be proud yourself
Yes.
because it's the beginning of all problems.
Okay.
But understand everyone it's a task of God.
Yes.
So if you just ask help
Okay.
from God, and that's it. And as you mentioned before, you can do a lot of amazing things, and after that, how I made it, I don't know. So
Yeah.
it will be easy, just step by step, piece by piece, and you will have your goal. Of course, because the dream, some goals without schedule, it's just dreams. So you should to have your dream and schedule,
Yes.
and after that you will do everything.
Perfect. Yeah. So I think like the two things that stood out to me from what you said is have a schedule. So have a plan in terms of what you
Yes,
want to
of course.
do, towards your dream, maybe. And I think the second thing you mentioned was like, don't be too proud of yourself. Like, I think that is what you meant by that. Is I think sometimes what happens is, like, patting ourselves on the shoulder is a good thing, but sometimes when we compliment ourselves a lot, or even for the smallest things, like, I think what you mean is being overconfident is not a good thing, that I can do everything. you know it's just, I think at the end of the day, it's not us just doing everything. It's an amalgamation of us, the other people in our life, like our family and other one, and God in your case, playing that holistic role to help you reach where you are today. So I think it's just important to be conscientious that it's not you only who's working towards it,
Yes,
but others
of
helping you. Yeah.
Yes, of course, a lot of people, a lot of partners, and if you know, if you join people, so you can get no just 10 and 10 will be 20. No, it will
Yeah.
be 100.
Yes.
So you should to use this potential electricity of
Yes.
people. So and you will reach a lot of your goals, a lot of your dreams, and
Yes.
to make a lot of people healthy and happy.
Yes. No, definitely. And just really curious question. Is there any phrase in Russian which your parents always taught you, to motivate you, or like in terms of teaching you about life? Is there any phrase in Russian? You can say it in Russian and then you can explain it what it means.
Some wording, I mean, I don't know. No, it just uh, actually, I know some words. It's like, or maybe to explain. So just do steps, and if you don't know what your next step, just do first step, and
Oh,
after that you will open second step.
okay.
Just because it's like hmm, I don't know how it in English. Sorry, like in
Okay.
clouds. So you can't to see anything, but
Yeah.
if you do one step, so you can see for the road
Yes.
other just
Yes.
you can see a road for second step, and
Second.
after that you can see road for third step,
Yes.
something like that.
Yeah. I think there's a similar phrase in Hindi also, because I'm from India. So there's also a similar phrase which says that, always go step by step in life.
Yeah.
Because when you're not sure of what that bigger picture is, when you take that first step, you have done half the job. Because what happens is when you take that first step, the next step, the step after that, all become
Hmm.
visible to you. So I
Yes.
think, yes, I think, see, this is one thing I really love and enjoy, which is like different cultures have like the same thing kind of,
Yes, of
but
course.
just said in different ways. Yeah.
Of course.
And now since we are coming towards the end, I kind of want to just, have like that takeaway session where you kind of, write it down, those motivational things and other things. But like, I would just want to ask you, like, uh, like, what is something you would encourage everyone to do? I know you spoke about making a schedule and, like, believing in God and like believing in yourself, but if there was one thing you could tell people, or you would want to encourage people or women in general to do, what would it be?
Nice question.
Yeah, you can take your time to think about it, because I know it's a heavy question.
Yeah, I don't know. You just should to enjoy your life.
Okay.
Actually, you should to do something important,
Yeah.
not just for you. For of course, money it's important, but no, it's not that it, because you will tired too fast if you
Yeah.
don't do something useful for other people.
Yeah.
So you should to do what I have to do for you. Yes, this is a question when I meet someone, when some clients asking me. So my first question, what can I do for you?
Yes.
It's first of all, and after that, people they are open. They tell you how they would like I help them.
Yeah.
It's okay, and you do it or you not do it. For example, some clients asking me something, I'm not agree to help them in this way, so I take him, sorry, I am not the right agency for you.
Yeah.
And I don't take something in my head.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I have some any problem with this client and something like that. So of course he will find the right agency for him,
Yeah.
but not me. That
Okay.
is why. So I enjoy my life. I'm do what I want to do,
Yes.
um, and that's it.
Yeah. Amazing. So I think what I learned from you today is like do what you love doing.
Yeah,
While doing that, believe in yourself. Believe in that. Like in your case, it's God, that third party, or believe in your family. And I think also like I think when you say that love what you're doing and live your life, I think you also mean by that, like as you said in your agency, because you love what you're doing, you will work only towards a cause when you truly believe in it. Even if you are being offered the money, you wouldn't want that money if it's not towards something you believe in, you know?
yes, of
So
course,
at the end of the day, even I know money is important. Many a times, some decisions I take because of money, but even I know at the end of the day that money is going to run out. What is going to remain is your beliefs, your values, your family, and other
yes, of course.
things. So I
Yes,
truly believe in that too. And thank you so much for today's
thank you,
interview. It was amazing having you here.
thank you, Ritika.
If I spoke too fast, sorry about that. I know I tend to do that. But yeah, it was amazing. And thank you so much for taking out your time. I know it's too late there. So thank you so much about that.
Yes.
But yeah, any last thing you would like to say before leaving?
Uh, um, we still record or not?
Sorry?
We are recording now, or still we still?
Yes.
I wish to um, to everyone to be to feel power inside,
Yeah.
because it's this is voice inside of you. It's best advisor, best consulting for you,
Yeah.
because no one, even parents, can't to know what's the best for you.
Yeah.
If you feel some powerful or some interest in something and you know it will be fruitful for other people, so do it, act,
Yes.
just go ahead and do it.
Yes.
If you don't know what to do, you don't hear your voice inside of you, so please do something with your hand and very fruitful for other people. For
Yeah.
example, you can go to the street and clean something,
Yes.
for example. It's useful, of course. And just after that, when you do something good for people, when you do and no, without any expectation, something will tell you some good words, or maybe pay money,
Yeah.
and but you just invest your time for to other people. So after that you will get this idea how
Yeah.
to act, what to do,
Yeah. No,
because
definitely.
just after that God will can see how you can be useful for my people. So
Yeah.
I give you some idea.
Yeah. No, definitely. And
Something like that.
very, very true words by Natalia. Do it, go for it, and don't let anything stop you. Don't let anyone tell you what to do, because at the end of the day, your heart, if it speaks something to you, listen to it and work on it. And I think I would love to end with that phrase again, because I love it truly. I don't know if you guys love it, but this just goes to show, like even through my previous interviews and even this interview just goes to show that at the end of the day, it does not matter what culture you are from, it does not matter what gender you are from, it does not matter
Yes.
what race you're from. All matters is your passion, how much hard work you're ready to put in, and your belief. And so just know, if a woman can run a country, she can do anything. So let's go with that. And thank you so much, Natalia. Have a good one.
Thank you, Ritika.